$3. Fresh Purdue Oven Stuffer Roaster, $1.99 per pound. Kreider 18-pack large white eggs, hot price for $2.95. Hunt's Tomato Ketchup 35-ounce squeeze bottle for $2.99. Charmin Essential Strong Toilet Tissue, 1 roll, hot price $1.19. All stores open Monday through Saturday until 10 p.m. and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. for your shopping convenience.
You can count on us.
You're watching Bermuda Tonight. It's Thursday, February 28th, the very last day of February. I'm Diane Brewer, and thank you for joining us tonight. Bermuda can now offer an option for U.S. banking services to Bermuda-licensed fintech companies. The announcement coming from government, who revealed that the New York-based Signature Bank, a full-service commercial bank, has agreed to provide a full range of banking services to companies that meet Bermuda standards. Gary Moreno tells us more about this development.
The 40th largest bank in the U.S., Signature Bank, is described as a dynamic financial institution that was an early entrant into digital asset space. In fact, Signature began private Ethereum platform in late December last year. That service, according to the release from government, is a New York regulator-approved blockchain-based platform for managing money transfers between clients. Premier David Byrd stated, although 66 fintech companies have been incorporated in Bermuda, the absence of banking services for those companies has been an impediment to those companies looking to establish a physical presence on the island. Acknowledging that banking for the fintech sector has been a considerable challenge around the globe, Premier Byrd added Signature Bank's willingness to consider Bermuda-licensed businesses for banking services is a significant vote of confidence in and an endorsement of Bermuda's efforts to create a leading high-standard regulatory regime for fintech businesses. Further, Signature Bank's endorsement showcases how Bermuda is competitively placed to advance the pace of digitization of global commerce as modern technology is applied to the highly regulated world of finance. The bank, the statement said, is willing to accept banking applications from Bermuda-licensed companies as of today. Joseph J. DePaulo, president and CEO at Signature Bank, is quoted as saying, "Since launching at the start of the year, our blockchain-based Signet system has onboarded multiple clients who are using it to send each other millions of dollars 24 hours a day, 7 days a week." Elsewhere, John Tamberlane, vice chairman at Signature Bank, noted, "We are impressed with the progress Bermuda has made to date on a regulatory front and look forward to working with the government of Bermuda to help promote growth and expansion of the fintech and digital asset industry in that country." Gary Moreno, reporting for the Bermuda Broadcasting News.
Thanks, Gary. And for more information on how you can apply for an account with Signature Bank, issue digital assets, or be licensed to conduct digital asset business in Bermuda, please contact the Fintech Business Unit at fintech@gov.bm or visit www.fintech.bm. We'll have more news after this short break.
Our Tempur-Pedic gives us the best night's sleep ever.
I recommend my Tempur-Pedic to everybody.
The most highly recommended bed in America just got better. Introducing the all-new, reinvented Tempur-Pedic. Designed with the most pressure-relieving material we've ever created and superior cool-to-touch technology. It adapts and responds to your body's unique needs throughout the night for your deepest, most rejuvenating sleep.
At Furniture Walk, furnishing Bermuda's homes for over 30 years. 12 Harvey Road, Paget, 292-5209.
You can count on us.
Your choice, peaches, plums, or nectarines, only $2.99 per pound. Fresh USDA bone-in strip steak, $14.99 per pound. Schmidt Italian sliced bread, 20-ounce loaf, hot price $4.39. Scott paper towels, choose a size roll, $2.59. Save $1.60 on Purex liquid laundry detergent, 50-ounce bottle, hot price $4.99. All stores open Monday through Saturday until 10 p.m. and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. for your shopping convenience.
You can count on us.
At ProServe, we've got mail. Did you know at ProServe, we handle over 150,000 mail pieces per month. We have a full mail handler's license, secure, centrally located facilities, state-of-the-art digital printing, insertion, franking, and tracking systems. Even full mailroom operations management, along with experienced staff and the reliability to get your job done right. So whether the job is large or small, by hand or sprint pickup delivery, daily, weekly, monthly, or a one-off project, we've got you covered from start to finish with email confirmation. At ProServe, we've got mail. Call 295-7619 or visit proserve.bm and let's get it started.
Welcome back, and returning to our top story, Gary spoke with the premier by phone a short time ago to gauge the significance of this development.
This is wonderful work by the Fintech team, led by Major Wayne Smith, who were the ones to continue this opportunity, also supported by officials in the Ministry of Finance. And I think that it's excellent work on their behalf, which they're doing to continue to make inroads so that we can have more jobs and economic opportunity in Bermuda. It's very significant. One of the challenges of which we've had for the companies which have established here, and some of the companies of which we even signed MOUs with, is the lack of banking services locally. This is a step. Signature Bank will provide any licensed company in Bermuda these particular services. And so this is certainly a step forward. It allows us to continue our marketing efforts. And we've spoken to some companies already about this particular opportunity who are excited that they will actually be able to have banking options available to them. Without question, I think that it's expression of confidence of the very strong role that the Bermuda Monetary Authority has played, the items of which they have certainly put in place with the regulatory environment that we have. And certainly this bank is looking at, or these companies are looking at the opportunities that are available in Bermuda, and they want to support what it is that we're doing here. They know that we have high quality companies that are coming to Bermuda, and they want to be a part of those high quality companies. I don't know if JP Morgan will. The fact is that JP Morgan, of course, is one of the world's largest banks, but we have 66 incorporated companies in Bermuda. We have 20 companies that are in some stage of setting up a physical presence in Bermuda, whether that be leases, whether that be in the process of applying for work permits, if that's the process of advertise for jobs. So there's lots of movement and energy happening in that space. The most important thing is that we have to make sure that we're patient, but we also have to make sure that we are continuous in our efforts. The government understands that we have to diversify this economy, and in diversifying this economy is the only way that we're going to provide economic jobs and opportunity for the future. Just like in the 80s when there were pioneers for our insurance industry, we now have pioneers for new industries, and the Bermuda government will continue to work with companies, whether it's in the technology industry or whether it's in other industries that are looking to bring jobs, opportunity, and investment to Bermuda.
In other news, the children's charity SCARS, which speaks out against the sexual abuse of children, has taken issue with a pre-sentencing court report in the case of David Miners, who was jailed for 5 years. Miners, a former road safety officer at TCD, admitted to 2 counts of showing offensive material to a minor and sexual exploitation of a young person while in a position of trust. His Supreme Court sentencing hearing heard a psychiatric report that Miners did not suffer from pedophilia, something Debbie Ray Rivers and John Brunson of SCARS take issue with. They spoke to Bermuda Broadcasting today.
First, I'd like to say what really concerns us is that a court order stated that Mr. Miners was at low risk for reoffending and would not benefit from sex offenders rehabilitation as he does not suffer from pedophilia. But if you Google pedophilia, the definition says sexual feelings directed towards children. It doesn't say how many times they're attracted to a child or what would make them a pedophile. It simply states sexual feelings directed towards children. If he didn't have any sexual feelings for the child, why would he put his mouth on the child? Like, what do we call that? You know, risk is risk. High risk is risk, and low risk is risk to our innocent children. There's no margin for error when it comes to child sexual abuse because the damage cannot be undone. And according to the definition of a pedophile, it is a person who is sexually attracted to children.
We are happy that in this case, justice was done, and that the victim and the perpetrator, the evidence was clear in that the perpetrator admitted his guilt, and that made this case somewhat easier. But typically, in cases of child sexual abuse, it's one person's story against another.
And if they thought Miners, who is 43 with a wife and 3 children, could be rehabilitated by the time he's released, Ms. Rivers explaining to us.
Well, I understood that I heard the word narcissism. Narcissism is a mental condition in which people have an inflated sense of their own importance, like a deep need for attention and admiration, self-importance. But let's be reminded that narcissistic personality disorder is not curable, but it's treatable. In terms of pedophilia, I don't know of any known cure. We don't, for pedophilia. The question is, what is going to be the treatment at Westgate, and how are they going to be able to determine that his thoughts have changed so that when he gets out, he is no longer a risk to children? How will they know that he has changed his thoughts towards children? But I can tell you this, according to the newscast last night, Mr. Miners showed no remorse. That's what I heard on your newscast last night. No remorse tells us no guilt. No guilt tells us no change. The beginning of change in a person always begins with a changed heart, which will be visible to everybody, not just words, I'm sorry. It requires honesty, it requires transparency and action to change.
To learn more about the work of SCARS, log on to their website at scars.bm. Turning to weather news, wet and windy as expected today, but we have a brighter Friday in store. Let's go to AccuWeather headquarters for the latest forecast.
AccuWeather is presented by BF&M Insurance Group. We now go to AccuWeather headquarters.
On this soggy day, this AccuWeather forecast is brought to us by the good folks at the BF&M Insurance Group. It really is wet out there. Look at all these clouds, and the vivid colors indicate the height of the cloud tops, indicating that we do have some pretty good development of this moisture and the uplift into the atmosphere. Big, broad area of cloud cover, and under some of these taller clouds, we're dealing with some locally heavy rain. So it is a very soggy time out there with a good burst of rain continuing. 67 degrees across the island. Humidity is very high, 90 to 95% with this moisture in the neighborhood, and that south wind is active at 15 knots. Water temp 67, matching the air temp actually. On the inside, we have 2 to 3 foot waves. On the outside, 5 to 9 footers. And the small craft warning continues through tonight for good reason with this active weather in the neighborhood. Now, low tide will be coming up at 10:13 tonight. So the tide is going out. It'll come back in at 4:50 Friday morning. A low tide again at 11:46 Friday morning, and then we'll have a high tide in the late afternoon. Tonight, showers are with us. Some of this locally heavy, or at least moderate rain for periods of time. We'll go from 63 back up to 70 tomorrow with some leftover morning showers, and then we'll get a little break in the action with more clouds than sun. Still kind of a cloudy-ish day, but less in the way of rain in the afternoon. Futurecast shows this big blob of rain in the area this evening, moving east tonight. Lingering spotty showers will still haunt our forecast at times into Friday morning, but they're not going to be too widespread. And then we'll see a drying trend with just a hint of higher pressure off to the north. Before the next round rolls in, you can see into the weekend, we'll have some occasional showers on Saturday. So as we travel down into the Caribbean, there are some areas of showers into Jamaica, Barbados. Trinidad and Tobago look drier, though, in portions of the Windward Islands. And looking at the travel forecast for eastern North America, we have some persistent cold air in Toronto. New York City beginning the day on Friday with some snow. Boston, mainly north of the main snow zone, but into Atlanta, we're cooler, 65. Miami looking good at 83. And London, more spring-like for March 1st. At 56 degrees. So our local forecast, we have the rain tonight. Showers linger into Friday morning. A break in the action late Friday and early Saturday, and then the showers will return late Saturday. We do have a little window of dry weather. Sunday looks good, upper 60s. Monday looks fair, 71, a little warmer, and then the next system rolls in with rain on the way for Tuesday. So that is our next battle after we hop over these next two hurdles. So again, rainy now into early Friday. A break, more showers Saturday, a decent break, and then Tuesday, we get wet once again. We're going to send it back to you.
AccuWeather was presented by BF&M Insurance Group.
I'm Tony Waterman. Coming up on The Breakdown this week. international business. It's the main pillar of Bermuda's economy, generating thousands of jobs and injecting millions into the economy. But as an entire generation gets set to retire, what's being done to entice the next wave of leaders to take up the mantle? Plus, ecotourism. It's all the rage with travelers, but very few view Bermuda as a nature destination. We'll take a look at how the railway trail could not only attract eco-conscious tourists, but could also be the genesis for a whole new suite of tourism offerings. That's Thursday at 8 p.m. on ZBM TV 9.
And you're watching the Thursday edition of Bermuda Tonight. Tomorrow sees the opposition reply to the budget. Bermuda is nearly $2.5 billion in debt. One topic of concern was government's intentions with the sinking fund. Finance Minister Curtis Dickinson said the sinking fund currently has a balance of $214 million and that during fiscal year 2019-2020, $180 million will be used to repay debt. Here's more in this report.
So the sinking fund was established in 1993 when the government borrowed some money, I think, to fund some capital expenditures. They did the borrowing of the money through a bond offering. When you issue bonds, you float them. When you redeem them, you sink them. So the sinking fund is a way of saving money annually to build up a pool of money to use to repay the bonds that you floated when those bonds mature. We have legislation in place today that provides for 2.5% of the balance of the debt to be contributed annually into a sinking fund as a way of saving up money to repay bonds when they come due. Now, over the course of the last 10 years, we have been borrowing money to save. And we've been paying for that borrowed money, a rate typically higher than what you can get on the savings. So in effect, we have created a neutral effect, except that we now have taken on incremental interest expense to fund those borrowings. So what we've decided to do is, in light of the fact that our profile in terms of where we are from a deficit perspective is moving to surpluses, we have no maturities coming anytime soon. Rates are somewhat higher than they used to be. I don't think it's wise to borrow to save when we're actually making a surplus. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the sinking fund to repay debt that's coming due this year. And then with surpluses, we're going to use that money to either put in the sinking fund going forward, or we're going to go into the marketplace and buy back our own bonds.
It is International Business Week, a key goal of which has been to connect young Bermudians with the international business community and highlight the career opportunities available to them. But the evolution of technology like AI, automation, blockchain, and machine learning could mean that jobs of today won't exist in 10 years' time. A U.S. research firm estimates that 865,000 insurance jobs are at risk because of AI. On the breakdown tonight, Tony Waterman discusses what this means for the future of young Bermudians.
I think AI in insurance is probably still relatively limited, particularly in the insurance that is done out of Bermuda, which tends to be a very customized, sophisticated product versus something like auto insurance, for example, which is, I think, the place where you will see that impact from AI and from other technologies. I think the advantage that, the next generation have coming in is that they're completely comfortable with the technology. And so that's actually, I think, a really positive thing. And it's actually also positive, can be positive for Bermuda, because ultimately Bermuda can't participate in a very labor-intensive section of the industry. And so to the extent that we can have the real value-added jobs in Bermuda leveraging the technology, which is pretty much, can live anywhere now, I think you'll see a lot of benefits to that over time.
And you can watch that entire interview on The Breakdown tonight at 8 p.m. on ZBM TV 9. Earl Baisden brings us the latest in sports news in just a few minutes. Stay tuned.
Surface Trends is proud to offer Bermuda's best selection of natural and exotic stone, carefully selected and imported from Italy and Brazil. We also stock the newest collection from Caesar Stone and Silestone. Don't forget our wide variety of gorgeous porcelain wood plank tiles, including our exclusive Bermuda cedar tile, as well as natural travertines suitable for outdoors and indoors. Bathroom and pool tiles are in stock too. Stop by our showroom at 17 Serpentine Road, Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturday from 9 a.m. to 1.
Toyota commercial vehicles from Bermuda Motors are the smart business choice. They're fuel efficient, durable, and provide exceptional performance. Bermuda Motors maintains an inventory of Toyota genuine parts and has Toyota factory-trained technicians. So don't risk buying a second-hand or gray market truck from someone you don't know. Whether you run a large fleet or single commercial vehicle, choose Toyota from Bermuda Motors, the smart business choice.
The Bermuda Olympic Association's Women in Sport Committee invites you to be the champion of your life. A banquet and expo on March 8th and 9th at the Fairmont Hamilton Princess. In celebration of International Women's Day, our illustrious banquet keynote speakers are U.S. Olympians Hazel Clark and Gerald Miles Clark, while a panel of some of Bermuda's top female athletes, past and present, will be featured at the expo. Join us in encouraging girls and women to be the champions of their lives. For more information, visit olympics.bm.
At the Bermuda Festival, Broadway comes to the stage on March 1st and 2nd. The hilarious Broadway's next hit musical is an unscripted theatrical show. Master improvisers gather hit song suggestions from the audience and create a spontaneous evening of music, humor, and laughter. Every song is fresh. Every scene is new. Every night is different. It's all improvised. It's all funny, and it's perfect family entertainment. For tickets, visit PTix or BermudaFestival.org. Celebrating the empowerment of women. She is Art. 44th Annual Bermuda Festival.
Turning to sports, Bermuda went down to Cuba in an international friendly. Caden Hopkins competed in the second stage of the Independence Cycle Tour in the Dominican Republic. And Bermuda Winter Olympic hopeful John Lejour competes in the NORAM Cup. Earl Baisden has it all in tonight's sports package.
Bermuda's men's national senior team went down 5-0 to Cuba yesterday in an international friendly match. This after the two teams played to a 2-2 draw on Monday. National coach Kyle Lightbourne summed up the tour in preparation for the upcoming Nation League Cup match against Dominican Republic this way.
When I look at the overall trip, I think we got a lot out of it. We were able to see some of the youngsters coming in. So some good things in the first game. Some disappointing things is to be expected when you have new guys coming in. Today's game, we definitely were up against it. They played, like I would say, their full-strength team. And for a lot of our guys playing the second game so quick, it was difficult for some of them. I think first half we felt a little sorry for ourselves, but we definitely got a lot out of it. Second half, we pushed them back a little bit. They had 2 penalties in the game. I think a fair result on the game could have been like a 2-1, 3-1 maybe to them.
Reports out of the East End are revealing that St. David's won their appeal against the ruling that they would have to replay their FA Challenge Cup match against Southampton Rangers. Early reports suggested that Southampton Rangers have been eliminated from the competition. After bringing you Stage 1 updates, today we can report Caden Hopkins was back in action, competing in the 40th edition of the National Independence Cycle Tour in the Dominican Republic. Hopkins took to the second stage of 7 stages to compete in a 117-kilometer ride that saw him finish 82nd, clocking a time of 2 hours, 46 minutes, and 48 seconds, finishing with a lead pack of 113 riders. He would avoid a crash at the finish line. Hopkins is 79th overall after the 2 stages, with a time of 6 hours, 1 minute and 41 seconds, 8 minutes and 7 seconds behind the overall leader. John Lejour began competing in the NORAM Cup men's moguls event in Colorado. Competing in a 58-man field of individual moguls, Lejour finished 24th with a score of 70.52. Quinay Otterbridge and her University of Hartford indoor track and field teammates concluded its season at the America East Championships. Otterbridge ran the 3rd leg for the Hartford women's distance medley relay team that finished 8th, clocking a time of 12:59.57. Otterbridge would run the 2nd leg for the Hartford women's 4x800 meter relay team that finished 8th, clocking a time of 9:47.21. A total of 118 points were scored in the latest round of the Bermuda Basketball Association's Winter League season that took place inside the Bermuda College Gymnasium. Game 1 saw the Hamilton Parish Rockets defeat the Smith Court Kings 52-46. Omar Wolf led the Hamilton Parish Rockets to victory with a game-high 19 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 steals, while Sheldon Bahadur Singh led the Smith Court Kings with 17 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 steal. Game 2 saw the Warwick Rimrockers defeat the St. George's Hoop Stars 52-31. The Bermuda Bull Hockey's 2018-19 season has moved into the playoffs, and on the evening it saw a doubleheader that produced 6 goals. The Kelowna Rockets and the Guelph Storm both took a series lead. The Kelowna Rockets edged the Las Vegas Wranglers 2-1 in the opener. Adam Matatall would give the Kelowna Rockets the lead in the first period, which was the game's only goal until the final period. 2 minutes into the third period, Brian White would level the score at 1-1 when he found the back of the net for the Las Vegas Wranglers. The winner would come in the 11th minute of the third period off the stick of John Tolbert to give the Kelowna Rockets a 2-1 lead and the win. In the nightcap, it was the Rimouski Oceanic 0, Guelph Storm 3. The Bermuda Snooker League season resumed with 4 more games played across the island. Sands Boat Club number 1 team would travel to the Spanish Point Boat Club and took on the number 2 team and defeated them 3-2. Paul Fadden would give the Sands Boat Club a 2-0 lead when he defeated Scott Barnes 54-26, 51-12. John Orr pulled a game back for the home team when he defeated Martin Cease 62-40. But Peter Brumby would earn the win for Sands Boat Club when he defeated Billy Walton. Spanish Point Boat Club would win the doubles match as Wharton and Orr defeated Brumby and Cease 50-36. In other matches, Work Workmen's Club number 2 team defeated Work Workmen's Club number 1 team 4-1. Spanish Point Boat Club number 1 team defeated RAA 4-1. And Watford Sports Club got by the Sands Boat Club number 2 team 5-0. In mixed majors bowling league action at the Work Lanes, it saw the Minimax Forwarders defeat the Troublemakers 16-4. The Activators got by the Warriors 14-6. Fight Back defeated the Untouchables 15-5. The Unpredictable defeated the Movers and Shakers 18-2. The Mix-Ups defeated Spare Change 13-7. In second spring senior bowling league action, 8th place Just Kickin' defeated 6th place Drifters 3-1. League leaders Newcomers went down 4-0 to the Pin Splitters, who are in 5th place. 4th place Islanders fell 3-1 to the 3rd place team Last Minutes, and 7th place Blue Angels went down 3-1 to 2nd place Last Pin. I'm Earl Baisden with Bermuda Broadcasting Sports.
At Argus, our interest is you. Each of you. Around here, we know that when 2 people seem the same, they can have very different insurance needs. For their health, home, work, and future. Which is why we take the time to get to know you as an individual, so we can provide insurance coverage that fits your life. Because after all, our interest is you.
The Marketplace Food Court is you and your family's one-stop shop. Start your day at the Breakfast Bar with omelets made to order and traditional Bermuda codfish breakfast. The chefs will cook lunch and dinner to your liking. Along with the salad bar, sandwich bar, sushi bar, and fruit bar, the Marketplace Food Court is your kitchen away from home. Every day is hassle-free with nutritious meals from the Marketplace Food Court. Visit us 7 days a week. Homemade cooking, quality service, all at prices you can count on.
We provide education, early detection, radiation treatment, and support for cancer to all.
We provide in-home care, financial assistance, and emotional support to cancer patients and their families.
We provide financial support and enhance quality of life for patients and their families in hospice care.
We will.
We will. We will.
And that's our newscast on this Thursday evening. I'm Diane Brewer. Thank you for joining us. Good night, everyone.
When it's happening now, you can't beat